This is a GK Media podcast.
What sort of recommendations would you give to people in terms of where they should host their website?
Sure. So you've two main costs if you say you went for the WordPress website. You've your hosting and your domain name or your website address. So most people would know what the website address is. It's the bit you put in at the top. It's unique to you. You're generally talking about €12 a year for a .com address and about 35 including VAT for .ie. Mm-hmm. So it's often a good idea to have both of these. .com is the most used one. If people know the first part of your address and they've forgotten the last part, the first thing they'll try is .com. Yeah. And the .ie is specifically for Ireland, so it performs a little better in search engines for SEO, because if you're, mycafe.ie, that says that that's an Irish business. And you do have to prove that you're an Irish business, so they might ask you for a copy of your, or photo of your passport or your ID. So often good to have both of those, and you can use both of those on the one website. The other fee then is your hosting. So essentially what this is it's a special type of computer called a server, and your website goes on that, and that's what makes it available 24/7. It's what makes it load so quickly, is that it's on this computer that's optimized to show content to people quickly. That'll cost you anywhere between €5 to €10 a month, around about that. And the crowd we usually set people up with are either Black Knight or Hosting Ireland, are two very good companies. So again, if you're doing it yourself, it can be a little tricky getting those two things set up. But when we're putting together a website here, included in our costs for people is designing your website, putting it on the hosting, directing the web address to it, and then you're set up and ready to go.
Because it's important to get a good hosting company, because if the server goes down, you want a company that has a fast turnaround in getting that server back up again. Otherwise, your website is down while that server is down.
Exactly, yeah, and a good point there. So you might, again, find a guy running a server in his bedroom and he'll do your hosting for €1 a month. But then his power goes, while he's asleep at night, your website, he gets hacked, yes. Any number of things could happen. So again, you need to be going with a proper hosting company. They will have, their building hooked up to fiber optic. They'll have security on the building. They'll have backup generators, so that even if, the power does go out in Dublin for Hosting Ireland, they're hooked up to a generator and their website is still up and running.
And of course, the guy with the server in the bedroom, it could be hacked as well, let alone the power going down.
It could be, yes. And that's even more important in this day and age with GDPR. If you're selling stuff online, and even if it's just as simple as someone's address, their phone number and their email address, that counts as private information now, and you have a responsibility to keep that safe. So if it does get hacked and people are stealing information from it, not good for your customers, not good for staying on the right side of the law, not good for the reputation of your business. So you might be paying a couple of euro more a month to go with a legitimate company like the likes of Hosting Ireland. But again, their whole, modus operandi as a business is to keep your website online, keep it fast, and keep it secure. And if you compromise any of those three things, taking a risk.